fellow cigar lovers and addicts. You know what time it is? Damn right. It's old fogey time, so sit back and relax, because we're fixing to blast off. Welcome to the Death Star Cigar Bar. Let's smoke it. Today's stogie, I'm going to be smoking the EP Carillio 15th anniversary. This is a Mexican San Andreas wrapper that's aged for 10 years. The binder is a jalapa that's aged for 15 years. And the fillers, there's like 8 fillers in this bitch. It's like Carillio from Esteli, Corojo 99 from La Canela, Dominican Republic, Jalapa Seco, Candejo Viso from Nicaragua, and a bunch of others. As you can see, comes in a very nice package. The cigar is absolutely beautiful. Just super construction, really nice band, really nice cover, really nice foot. And just look at the construction on this bad boy. It is absolutely amazing.
Now it is time for a stick and a story.
Okay, so we got her chopped up. Let's give her a char. Toast this foot really good. I've had a couple of these. Man, they're really, really amazing. I like to give it a little warmth with that open flame and then switch it over to the old torch. Nice and smooth, good light. Just an even flavor right off the bat. Nice French exhale, you know. That's something I'm wanting to do a little different than everybody else too. Everybody's all retrohale this, retrohale that. Well, I come from the old school days when blowing smoke out your nose or breathing it in through your nose. We used to do what's called a French inhale with cigarettes. You suck it in through your nose. Well, what y'all are doing, what we're doing with these cigars, is the exact opposite. So in the future, I will be calling this the French exhale, not the retrohale, just to let you know. A little bit of spice on that, but it's more like a, what do I want to say? Man, it's more almost like a cinnamon, a little bit of cinnamon in the nose. You know, cinnamon can be hot at times, but it's not a pepper. It's really, really smooth. The smell of the cigar is just absolutely favorite of mine. It's just built really well. I love EP Carrillo. I have only been doing this for a short time, but I've told you that, you know, October 24th, I think, was my first real cigar that I bought and enjoyed and got hooked on it. But I've bought about 1.5 boxes of these, and I've been smoking on them. And man, if you can get your hands on one of these 15th anniversaries, I highly recommend it. So I'm getting a little bit of hay. I'm getting just a slight touch of that. I'm getting a little bit of creaminess. And it's more like a, what do I want to say? Buttercream. Like a toffee buttercream flavor to this. Really, really good, full body. It reminds me of sitting out at my grandpa's. My grandpa Terry, he used to smoke cigars back in the day. And he had some of these big old, I don't know, there's like fucking El Ropos or some shit. I don't know what they were, man. This was like back in the 70s when I was a little kid, you know. And I'd sit out back with him and he'd smoke these big ass cigars and he'd smoke them down about halfway and then he'd just let them go out and then he'd just chew on them. You know, he'd just chew on them some bitches and I was like, oh, Grandpa, what are you doing, man? It was kind of weird, but that was his thing, you know. My father's father, Grandpa Fred Terry, a good old dude, was a barber in Kansas City. He had his own barbershop down off the 12th and Vine back in the 50s and early 60s. And that's what he did, man. He loved it. And his wife, my grandmother Elsie, she was a telephone operator and actually ran a switchboard out of the basement of their house. The phone company came in and set up a switchboard for her so that she could run stuff out of the house. I don't know what that was all about or how that happened, but pretty cool people. So getting into this, the part of the story, I'm starting with my grandparents that I want to share with you is my father, Frederick Michael Terry, born in 1944. My pops just died a few weeks ago, and it's been kind of tough. I don't know if you've lost parents or not, but if you have, then you know exactly where I'm coming from and what I'm saying. It's not an easy thing to take. But we knew that he was going to go. He'd been battling COPD for the last 20 years, and the doctors actually gave him like 4 years to live, like 14 years ago. So he defied the odds, and he did really good and got to have a really great relationship with my dad. My dad loved cigars too. In fact, that's kind of what killed him. He was a cigarette smoker, smoked those fucking Merritts for years, and then he switched over to smoking some little cigarillo, some bitches, I don't know what they were, but he started inhaling them damn things, and it just tore the shit out of his lungs. So, but my dad was a really cool dude, man. He man, smooth French exhale at this point. It was a little bit more harsh at the beginning, but it's really good now. I'm getting a little bit of a run on that, but you know what I do, I smoked bud for 30 years, and you know, just take your little spit and put it on that run, just like a doobie that's running like a sumbitch. Just put your little spit on that spot and just let her sit there for a while. It'll slow it down, let it catch up. You don't have to touch it up with the lighter or anything. That's my little trick that I do anyway. But anyway, getting back to my dad. So my dad was in the Navy. He was a photographer in the Navy. Just got out right before Vietnam broke. He was stationed in Sicily and came back to the States. Got a job with Sears selling cameras, and then he was just hooked and was in the industry ever since. And he worked for Sears, and then he was a regional sales manager for Bell & Howell Mamiya. and sold cameras to camera stores all over the Midwest. In fact, he had a company car and covered like 10 states by car, you know, old LTD2 and shit, you know, and sold cameras and then worked his way through and just loved it. So I got to start shooting cameras, professional cameras, when I was a little kid. We had a dark room in my house. We had, you know, Dad had all these shelves and shit with all these professional, you know, C220 twin lens reflexes like the press would use, and RB67s, RB60, 645s, ZEs for 35 millimeter, all kinds of stuff. So I took pictures growing up, and that was what I did and what I like to do. But yeah, Dad was pretty cool. He ended up opening up Southwest Photo and Video back in the early 80s in Wichita, Kansas. And I worked for him there for a while. I'd go in and, you know, sell cameras for him. And he had a video transfer machine. And I'd take like people's home movies and stuff and transfer them over to videotape. And that was a pretty cool gig that I did with him for a while. And then, you know, started getting into you know, portable VHSs, you know, the big dinosaur sumbitches that you'd wear on a bag with the big ass cameras and shit, you know, look like you work for WDAF and shit, you know. And so got into shooting video, you know, probably 83, you know. And Dad always supported me and, you know, taught me a lot of stuff about photography and taught me a lot of stuff about shooting video until it got to a point where I kind of started, you know, showing him the ropes on the video stuff. I really got into it, and that's why I love making videos today for you fine people. Starting to pick up a little bit of deep sweetness. I want to say maybe a molasses, but it's almost like sorghum. It's a sorghum flavor, you know, real deep sweetness with just a little bit of bitterness right at the end. But, you know, you can see the burn line, you know, where I fix it with the doobie spit. It's doing good. It's burning. Really well constructed cigar. I just love these, man. Probably my favorite Carillio that they make. I really like the Encore Celestials and Majestics just as a everyday smoker. But these are something special. And being that I'm talking about my dad tonight, I just have to, you know, bust out something that I really love. Smoking. So then Dad went on to trucking. He was a trucker for a while. He worked for Seward Motor Freight up in Nebraska. Called him Smurf, SMF, and had his own rig and trucked a while and lived up there for a few years and started getting into riding Harleys, man. Dad loved his Harleys, and he really, I think he bought a Sportster in like, I don't know, I want to say like early 90s, and just started riding like crazy. And hundreds of thousands of miles later, he ended up meeting my mother-in-law, Kathy, and they started riding together, and just that was their thing. And they moved to Nixa, Missouri, which is in Springfield, suburb of Springfield, Missouri. And then they ended up buying Lawrence Photo and Video from a cool old dude named Charlie Hogue. Charlie started that business from scratch. He was one of the original franchisees. And so they bought that and did that for a while. And then, you know, Dad started getting sick, and he figured that they ought to move down to like Florida or something for his health. So they moved down there for a while and lived in Boynton Beach. And went down to see him a few times. Went down, took him out on a swamp boat. We had a good time rolling around the Everglades and shit. I'd never done that before. They'd never done that before. And but I love spending time with my dad. My dad was the coolest dude, man. He used to always say when I was a little kid, because I get in trouble all the time. I was a fucking hellion and was always in trouble, always doing stupid shit. I was the middle child, so I felt like I was a little neglected and shit, so I always lashed out. But anyway, he was like, boy, there ain't shit you can do in life that I haven't already done twice. So don't try to pull that shit over on me. You know, he'd always catch me. He'd always know when I was fucking, messing up. And, you know, he was a cool dude, man. Loved to play golf. Taught me how to play golf. When I was really little, we lived across the street from the golf pro at Chapel Woods Golf Course out in Lee Summit, Missouri. And Dad got this badass set of Titleist AC 108s with the old wooden woods. And when we moved to Blue Springs, when I was about 4 or 5, used to take his clubs out and beat the shit out of them and whack golf balls into the fields across the street. And had really good times with Dad playing golf. He actually got to go play the TPC Sawgrass course down in Florida. That was like a bucket list thing for him, and he really dug it. And man, Dad made good money growing up. Man, we didn't want for nothing. We had pontoon boat out on Lake Jacomo right up the street. We had campers. We had nice brand new houses everywhere we met people. Everywhere we went to travel. I had all the toys, shit, G.I. Joes, and all the Star Wars shit, man. When Star Wars came out, holy shit, man, I went batshit on that. And Dad would always buy me whatever X-Wings and Millennium Falcon toys, and just had, they had a deal back in the 70s where if you bought those little figures, they would, if you bought 10 of them, you could send in these little blue proof of purchases, and they'd send you a Boba Fett doll. And that's the only way you could get it, was sending those proof of purchases in. And I saved a bunch of them up, and my dad, he packaged them up and sent them off to me, and I got like 10 Boba Fetts all at once. That's how many damn things that I had. So Dad really took care of me. He took me out and fishing. He taught me how to fish. Was an avid fisherman, and we spent a lot of time together out on Lake Jacomo fishing, and Stockton Lake and Lake of the Ozarks in Missouri, and fished some ponds and little lakes and streams when we moved to Littleton, Colorado back in 1980, and caught a bunch of trout, and just did a lot of really neat things with the dude, man. But I miss him, of course you're gonna miss your pops, So this thing's really mellowed out now that I'm getting really into it. What am I tasting? Almost tastes like, it's almost like a saffron taste. Really deep, really complex. Just coats my whole palate all the way to the back of the tongue. It's not making me like salivate or anything crazy, but looking pretty good. The old ash is curling up on me a little bit, but you can see that burn line. It's pretty damn decent. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this. I'm not one of those dudes that has to have the 3 Mile Island looking fucking ash hanging off of my shit. I just, because I want to get it all over me. I don't want it all over my house, I'm smoking in my house. We're at the Outlaw Cigar Bar here in my basement, and which I'll be doing a tour. I'll show you my cigar lounge that I built here in my house, and it's pretty sweet. I'm pretty fortunate to be able to smoke in my own house. My beautiful wife Brenda, after 30 years of marriage, finally was like, I don't give a shit. Just do what you want to do. Just put your filters and your shit in and stay downstairs, you know. So anyway, but getting back to my dad, you know, he was an only child and had a pretty good life. He was a change of life baby. My grandmother was fairly old when she had him, and I remember her telling stories about my pops when he was young, and he'd go to school, and the teacher would be like calling my grandma and being like, well, you need to come and get Freddie because I can't do nothing with him. And they're like, well, what? Well, he wants these boots and you won't buy him these boots. So he's he's acting up and shit. My dad wanted some boots, so he was being a little shit, you know. And my grandma almost reminded me one time that my dad had this little duck. He wanted a little duck, and you could get them at some farm supply store or some shit like that. And got that duck home and was loving on it and stuff. And Grandpa came in, and the duck was dead. And he's like, Freddie, what's going on with this duck, man? And fucking, he was like, well, he pecked me, so I kicked him. He fucking, yeah, Pops was a duck killer too, so. But I don't know, man. I wanted to share some stories. I'm just kind of pulling stuff out of my mind as I think about him and enjoying this fine EP Carillio. I really want to thank all you guys for, you know, joining the channel, subscribing. We got a lot of really, really cool things, you know, coming. Simon, are you with me today?
Yes, Sean, I have been thinking about you.
Well, right on, buddy. So what's been up in your world, dude? What have you been doing?
I have been at the Vatican chasing the new Pope.
The Pope? What's up with you and the Pope, dude? You're not even Catholic and shit, man. Went to go see the old Pope when he died, and now he's over, you know, swinging on the Pope's coattails now. What's the deal with that, man?
I was molested by my parish priest and am still pissed.
Oh, really? Okay, dude. Well, you do you, buddy. That's how that goes. So what have you been smoking on lately?
I have been puffing on the Kimoli dynasty.
Well, that's a good stick. I actually have not had one of those. You'll have to send me one.
I can do that, my brother.
Another thing I'd like to share with you guys, an experience. I'm going to get off the dad thing now and just bringing back too many memories and shit that I'm just not ready to open that floodgate yet. So I want to share a little something with you about the cigar community. So I've recently gotten involved with all the guys at the Cigars Unbanded. You know, there's you know, Peter, he's kind of the main guy, and he kind of runs the show, but there's a lot of really, really good guys in there. There's Master Your Ash, there's Cigar Hound, Cigar Alchemist, Cigar Carpenter. You know, there's a lot of really, really good guys in there, and we got this thing that we do. It's a club that you can get into through Small Batch Cigars.com. I think it is Small Batch Cigars, and you can. There's probably a few left, but there's some like a membership, like a club thing, where every Thursday we all get together and they do a live stream, and they're all on the live videos and stuff, and it's pretty cool, man. So just I got a lot of love from them. In fact, we had a deal last night that was really good. So they unbanned the factory cigars and they put their own band on it, and they number it 1 through 4, 1 through 5, however many fucking Thursdays there is in the month. And then we all get together and get on that live stream and smoke them up and go over tasting notes and share our impressions and tell stories and just talk about random shit. Just have a good time hanging out together, man. So I highly recommend that you guys check that out and check out some of these guys' channel. They are some of the premier cigar tubers, and just there's a lot of good content. They have all turned me on to some really, really great cigars since I started smoking, and it's just a fun experience. And last night we had a deal, and you know, the guys have finally started like watching me and seeing my channel, and this is what they had to say about the Old Fogey Stogies.
I think that Old Fogey Stogies had a good like flavor summary,
dude.
As well.
Phantasmagorical. Is this a dog turd?
Phantasmagorical.
Gotta watch his channel. Watch his channel.
No, I have.
Fucking
I
check
have.
it. Check. Well, dude,
it's
fucking
hilarious.
Dog turd. Dog turd.
The rating system display is fantastic. Second to none.
It's phantasmagorical.
Only cigar channel with a AI co-host.
Yes, that's right. There is an AI co-host. What's his name? Clarence Jeremy?
I gotta check it out,
Like,
man.
It's hilarious. He's
It's
got
a
a good
different
channel.
take.
You guys can check it out.
It's a different
Fun.
take for sure. Doing his own
But like,
thing.
So pretty cool, right? I was like fucking pumped. I was like, wow, man, here's the primo guys, you know, in you know, in the community, showing me some love like that. So thank you all for all you guys at Cigars Unbanded for watching me and subscribing to my channel and sharing times and good things together with me. Yeah, it was really fun, wasn't it, Simon?
It is absolutely brilliant, my man.
Simon was hanging out with me. I don't know. He's quite the cad at times when it comes to stuff like that. He'll tell me little comments to throw in there, and I'll be throwing it in there, and people be cracking up and shit, right, Simon?
Just wowza.
Yeah, dude. But anyway, I kind of want to wrap this up a little bit. You know, I don't really do cigar reviews, but you know, getting into this cigar and enjoying this cigar, it's been a great smoking experience thus far. I'm going to continue to smoke this into the wee hours. It's probably, Alexa, what time is it?
It's 5:13 a.m.
5:13 a.m. I've been up all night shooting videos and shit, and it's been a long week. Got a new job, equipment operator for a private plumbing company here in Blue Springs, Missouri, and I just love it. But I've been working my ass off, and I've been sleeping all week. So I thought, well, I'm gonna shoot a video tonight and do a stogie and tell a story and share some things with you guys. And I appreciate you for coming along. Appreciate your time. We got a lot of really, really good content coming up. I'm going to be doing, you know, like I said in the previous video, we're going to be doing some cigar hunting. I'm going to be going on location around Kansas City. I'm going to have some guests on. And anyway, enjoy your smokes, man. They're really, really relaxing to me, and I love the cigar community, and I love everything about smoking cigars, and I hope you do too. So thanks for joining me for a stick and a story, and I really appreciate you, and God bless. Peace.
Thanks for watching the Old Fogey Stogies.